NBS Frontline.
It is yet another Liberation Day, and 37 years after the NRM's ascent to power, its victory was commemorated today in Kakomiro District.
His Excellency the President has led us.
Today's sunny but lukewarm festivities are a far cry from the palpable passion on display at a similar gathering exactly 37 years ago, when Ugandans listened with optimism to the vibrant and promising young men from the jungles of Luwero with their talk of fundamental change. But more than 3 decades later, perceptions about NRM's success in delivering the promised change differ, even among its own historicals. Meanwhile, for the Wananchi, apathy about this day seems to grow by the day. For many Ugandans, it's little more than another day to slip in. The benefits brought by the NRM are plain for all to see: peace, development, security, and many more. So why the growing disillusionment among ordinary citizens? Could it be due to the stinking corruption, widespread of unemployment, and unforgiving poverty that millions continue to suffer? To date, was the revolution, after all, just a mere change of guard? As Uganda's hope dwindles in the NRM's ability to deliver on its promises, how can the ruling party reignite the optimism of its nationals? And in the event that the party in power lacks a plan out of this quagmire, does the opposition present a viable alternative for the future?
This is The Frontline. Frontline.
The many questions being asked of 37 years of the national resistance movement. Some people want to focus it on President Yoweri Museveni, who has held steady for the last 37 years. In 1986, President Yoweri Museveni, on the steps of Parliament, announced that this is not a mere change of guard. He said, "I think this is a fundamental change." The 10-point program, I have seen edited versions of it, grew to 15-point program, but today and yesterday many people are sharing what appears like a scorecard of each of the 10 points, asking how has the national resistance movement scored. Another question that has been asked, President Museveni said back then, the problem of Africa is leaders who stay in power for too long. I remember some time back asking him a question, Mr. President, has your diagnosis of Africa's problem changed? If it hasn't, how long is too long? Where does 37 years fit into that? One of the panelists here has asked a question, should we be assessing Uganda from where it came from or where it ought to be? Is that another question we need to ask? The celebrations today took place in Kakomiro District. And we saw yesterday the Prime Minister, the Minister for Lands, peeling matoke and mingling with the public. But it's also happening at a time when different forces within the national resistance movement are pushing for different lines. One is saying, Tova Kumein, Muzei, continue, and already declaring and endorsing President Yoweri Museveni to run for another 5 years when his current term expires in 2026. Another group within the national resistance movement, within the National Resistance Army, and the Uganda People's Defense Forces, you would put it that way, is pushing for what they have called the standby generator. We saw massive rallies in eastern Uganda, in Kapchorwa, in Mbale, by Muhoozi Kainerugaba. But also asking questions about the economy. Uganda's first oil drill has been turned on, and Uganda is joining oil-producing countries. Will that deliver the fundamental change? But it's also happening at a time when the national debt is at an all-time high. Can we meet, can we find a balance between the money we need to fund development and the recurrent expenditure, and also reduce on debt, both internal and external? Those and many other questions need to be asked. On democracy, where are we? What is the scorecard? Let me introduce the team, the panel that I have tonight. It's a very beautiful mix of a panel. First, with apologies and wishes for quick recovery to frontliner Ofono Opondo. He's been missing the last few shows. He's not been very well. Also missing in action, Ibrahim Semujunganda, Member of Parliament for Kira Municipality. Present, representing frontliners, the Honorable Winnie Kiza, former leader of opposition, former woman member of parliament for Kasese district, and a senior official of the Alliance for National Transformation. Always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Charles, and good evening, viewers.
Apologies from Chairman Mao, former frontliner, Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs. In studio with me, Major, retired, Okwiri Raboni. He represented the youth of Western Uganda in Parliament and led one of the most robust, I was one of the seconders of a motion that censured the minister. We just walked through another censure of a minister. How do the two compare? Very nice to have you.
Thank you, Charles, and good evening, viewers.
I have from my namesake, let me go to namesake, former guild president of Makera. Many people know him for his contributions and views on different shows, including NBS's Barometer. Charles Rwamushana, very nice to have you.
The Almighty God of all creation is great and merciful.
There's a man called Paul Emodu. He is a very ardent follower of this show. He's been demanding that we bring you to the front line. So Paul should be happy that we have you on the front line tonight. And he founded the Alliance for National Transformation together with colleagues. He commanded Uganda's army, represented Uganda in the East African Parliament. Welcome to the NBS Frontline, Major General Mugisha Muntu.
Thank you, Charles. Good evening, dear viewers.
Did I forget to add that General Mugisha Muntu was a presidential candidate?
And was also president of FDC.
Yes, I was also president of the Forum for Democratic Change. We've just received apologies from, apart from Norbert Mao, who also received apologies from Major Bright Rwamirama. I think, yes, retired. Lieutenant Colonel Bright Rwamirama. He should have joined us, but many of those guys are traveling from Kakumiro, where the national celebrations to mark 37 years of the NRM took place. Let me start from the people who picked up arms to cause what was called the fundamental change. Now I'll start with you, Major Okwiri Raboni. You're very young when you joined the struggle. You disagreed at some stage. You represented the youth of Parliament but didn't complete your term. 37 years of the fundamental change. Can Uganda say it has achieved a fundamental change 37 years later?
Well, thank you once again, Charles. When I look back the last